Hello, welcome to the Battling Barrow and another sort of product overview video. My hair needs a cut, but ho hum. How are you all doing? I'm very well, thank you for asking. Yeah, another product overview video. This one sort of passed me by really. When it came out, and I was just watching some YouTube videos, and it was on autoplay. So the ones I finished watching had ended, and so it auto played sort of the next set of videos, and I think it was Always Bored, Never Boring, and their sort of look at Burrows and Badgers. And so I was sitting there watching that, and my wife showed a real interest to it, and she doesn't, which she doesn't normally do for wargaming and board gaming and RPGing really, and she was immediately on her phone looking at the miniatures, falling in love with them, looking at sort of pictures of the rulebook and falling in love with that. And so she actually ordered some miniatures. So I thought, and she watched some videos on how to play the game and said she'd be interested in playing. So in lockdown, when you don't get to obviously play against an opponent very often, I jumped at the chance. So I thought, yeah, let's get into Burrows and Badgers. So went and ordered the game and a few miniatures. So this video is just going to be a quick look at the rulebook and some of the miniatures, nothing too in-depth, so I haven't really completed the rules yet, but just giving it an overview, which is the point of these videos, I guess. I guess the first thing is, what is Burrows and Badgers? It says here it's a skirmish game of anthropomorphic animals, so if you've ever watched older Disney films like their version of Robin Hood, that just means you have animals acting as humans. So simple as that. Wow, that looks great. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, if you've played more time in the Warhammer world, battle companies in the Middle-earth SBG game, or maybe even Frostgrave, you're probably familiar with this type of game. Whilst it's a skirmish game, it's also not just about armies, it's about a warband, and the warband sort of comprised focusing on sort of individual characters that you kind of upgrade. They'll get wounded, they'll get better through the course of a campaign, and this follows that sort of follows that formula. So I thought what we're going to do now is just have a look at the rulebook and some of the miniatures. And this is what the book looks like. It's a lovely glossy cover, and it is a hardback book. From Osprey Games, which I believe made Frostgrave, which is another game I haven't got into, but I should do. Yeah, lovely looking book, written by Michael Lovejoy. So I'm going to open it up, and already after a good start to the presentation just on these blank pages, because it has this sort of worn old parchment look going on throughout the book in full colour, so that is beautiful. Just instant presentation plus points there. So here we go, published in 2018, so you know, not old, but something I wish I'd seen sooner. So as an introduction, giving you the background of the world it's set in, and it's set in a place called North Himbra, which the eagle-eyed of you may notice this looks suspiciously like the north of England, particularly Northumbria. There's a place called the Newcastle, so that's just Newcastle, and Bevenberg, which sounds awfully familiar, especially to people who watch The Last Kingdom. It has this lovely artwork in here, which is very reminiscent of sort of I don't know, just these really old Aesop fable type art, I guess. Looks really reminiscent of that. Really good, really well done. Map, I love a bit of cartography, and that is excellent. Sort of old English sounding sort of names and North sounding names. Yeah, brilliant. And what you have is these lovely full colour pictures as well. I just love this bit of background in. You've tried to see me do it on this channel. Actually, I have a background for stuff that's set up for sort of terrain. And speaking of terrain, the nice thing about this game is because it's 28mm, 25, 28mm, and it's set just because their animals, the actual universe is somewhat human, you can just use your existing terrain. You don't need to go and get new terrain, so that's just instantly a plus sign for me playing this game. Just going through all the first usual stuff, introduction to the game and gaming as a whole. Look at that terrain here. Just look at that art. Just look at the background. It's just beautiful, and hand-drawn art just really adds to it as well. So yeah, then we go through basic game concepts, which most of us are probably already familiar with these, but it sort of does it in a way that's focused on this game. Yeah, lovely pictures. We're getting into, I just love it. It just really invokes some sort of weird nostalgia that I have. I don't know, there's not a word in English. I think it's a German word where it's nostalgia for an era that you weren't alive in. There is a word in German for that we don't have in English, and I get that a lot. So I don't know what this is. Nostalgia for a world that I couldn't possibly exist in because it's a world of animals. Weird. Yeah, so getting on to the rules here, and we're in sort of unit statistics. This has movement, strike, block, range, nimbleness, concealment, awareness, fortitude, and presence. Except for movement, most of these are opposites of each other. So strike and block go together. Ranged and nimbleness. Nimbleness is your ability to dodge out of the way of ranged attacks. So they're opposing stats. Concealment and awareness, so you can how well you can conceal yourself and how well you can spot concealed people. Fortitude and presence. So this is basically a roll-off game. If you're going to attack someone, you're going to use your strike against your opponent's block. And this is the interesting thing. The stats aren't numbers. So it's not like awareness 4 or whatever. It uses polyhedral dice, which is, the D&D dice. So instead of having awareness of 4, you have an awareness of 1d4, and that, I love that mechanic, and I can't wait to get playing using it. It just seems so simple but so great. So if you have a strike and you're striking 1d4, your opponent could block with 1d10, and you're thinking, well, however the heck are you going to be able to strike them? And that's where this perfect roll comes in. Because if you roll a perfect roll, which in this, if you're 1d4 case is a 4, you get to add 7 to that result. So as it says here, even the smallest creature has a chance of being a hero kind of thing. And that makes a big difference. As it points out here, if you're rolling 1d4, you're going to get a perfect roll 25% of the time. But if you're fighting against someone with d12, they've only got a 1 in 12 chance of getting a perfect roll. So it's this lovely little balance. Even the smallest warrior will have a chance of besting a big one. And that sounds brilliant to me. So we have initiative phase. So rather than say SBG where all one side goes and then another side goes, this is one model will go first and opponent's another model move, then another model and another model and so forth. I like that. That's a bit more ebb and flow going on. We've got the actions here. As I've not read this fully yet, I'm about up to here really in the rules. I've only had it a few days. Got some rats here. But they're already pretty self-explanatory. As if you're a gamer, you can sprint, attack, shoot, cast a spell, search, and hide. Well, I think we pretty much know already what's they're going to be, and that's just going to be beautiful. You can really get into this game quick. I'm planning on playing a game in the next few weeks, and it'll be a small game, so we'll just be using the models we have, which will be 2 models a side, which will be the smallest game ever, but it will just be to learn the rules. So there's magic in here. We're just going through this lovely art. There's routing. There'll be route tests going on. Next bit is constructing your warband. So and it's done. It's more similar to Mordheim than Battle Companies. Battle Companies just a fixed amount of models. This has a cost per type of model. So a mouse 24 pence, a shrew's 28 pence, bird small's 26, and a bat's 27. That's for small beasts. It's for medium beasts, hedgehogs 29, etc., etc. It's much like Mordheim, where you have your gold crowns and you buy your initial warband from that. This is the same sort of concept. So each warband will be totally unique per player. So that'd be great. It goes into a bit of allegiances here. I'm not too sure what this is. I haven't read it, but by the looks of things, what we got going on, we have royalists, rogues, free beasts. Oh, I see. Yeah, cool. And wild beasts. And it's really here just to look at this beautiful art, aren't we? Just staggering. The magic section. So these are going to be all your spells. So we've got natural magic, light magic, dark magic, ooh, the horror, wild magic, unbound magic, noble magic, equipment. So this is where you're gonna buy all your stuff, and you have slightly different rules for different bits. So I'd imagine, what do these do? Missile weapons. Let's have a look. We can have a look. Hand weapons, dual wield. So here we go. So strike. Okay, so you're going to add to your dice roll. So using the pole armor as +1 to all strike roll offs. Yeah, okay, so cool. I guess the armor's going to be the same for the block roll offs. Yeah, there we go. So that will add, light shield will add +2 to all block roll offs. So it would be 1d12 +2 if you're a big blocker. That's brilliant. We've got some individual items here. Wow. Skills. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see this. So these are going to be skills that you're going to add to really make your warband individual. Then that's going to be great. I'm looking into that. So strength skills, shooting skills, combat skills. Yep. So this is reminds me of battle companies from SVG, where you can go down a skill path for your models. And it's going to be detailed in the campaign. So this is going to be similar to both games, where survivors and the injured, so something dies, I guess you're going to go on a permanent injuries chart, which is what here is. That's cool. Looking forward to that. Wandering chart. Yeah, so as I said, my wife is really looking forward to playing this. So it could almost be a stepping stone to more time. Or will I just fall in love with this game and this will be my Warband Skirmish game of choice? I'm looking forward to finding out. Yep, so here's the scenarios. So there are called open battle, ambush at the camp. Oh, I just love these pictures. I want to get some of these blown up and hung on my wall. Defend and halt. So yeah, you have different individual scenarios. So no game's going to be the same. And I'm going to get to something in a minute this book had. I'm not too sure if all of them have. Secondary objectives. This interested me when I was looking at the contents. Secondary objectives. So you have your scenario objective, which everyone's going to. So there's no secondary objectives in the scenario. I see. So it's per scenario. So here we go. Both players roll on the secondary objective table on 120. So you'll be rolling on this. So as well as your main game, you've got these going on as well. So that really then, just having this, adds a lot of variety to your sort of, what is it, 8 scenarios here already. So that is brilliant. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're in the appendix section, which is magic item creation, which is great. So you can create your own magic items. Roster sheets, naturally need those. And the credits, yeah, because the artwork. Oh, Gary Chalk. Oh, excellent. No wonder it looks so good. Wow, cool. And in mine, I got this, which was an extra scenario on a bit of card. I don't know if they all get that or just because I ordered from the website. But it even has a little bit of a story on the back, so that's cool. Have a look at that. But we'll also have a look at the miniatures, which come, as I said, already come in these lovely little boxes. So they come with bases, and what we got here? Yeah, so these are the ones my wife ordered first. So we'll have a look at those in a minute. This is the miniature I got free with it ordering. This is a mouse burglar, and so they have plastic bases, small and medium size, but so plastic slot bases, but that doesn't matter because we can just super glue that on, cover that up, and away we go with sorting out bases. I think it does say in the book recommending for different bases, different sizes. Not too sure if I'll use the ones that come with it or rather my own ones. I've got a whole massive collection. But yeah, let's get up close and personal and have a look at the miniatures. And this is the one that came through with it. As I said, this is a mouse burglar, so he is, well, he's a mouse. He's got a sack for burglating. They are stunning, beautiful miniatures, and they are in my favourite material for miniatures, and that's pewter, white metal. So I'm going to be buying a shed ton of these just because I like pewter models. Detail's lovely, and they are not that expensive as well. I think you can pick up a model for like $2.80, which is brilliant. That's your starting sort of range for smaller type models, like probably what this would be. It's £2.80. That's great. There's that. I also got a warrior hedgehog, and she is female, so she will be Xena the warrior hedgehog or something. Yep, really like her. So for my starting warband, just for now, just for 2 models, that will be it. Burglar mouse and warrior hedgehog. Yeah, so that's those. Really nicely detailed, as I said. You can see the scales on her armour there, a bit of sort of leaf detail on the axe here, which will be gorgeous. Nice facial detail, buckler shield type of thing. Yeah, cool. These are the price range of models I really like. This is my wife's one, so again, I have these slotting bases, all the same size. I might, because they're smaller models, I might put them on different bases, have a read up. My wife got a praying monk mouse. He looks, has he even got, yeah, it's like balding head. She found this really cute, and I do too. I think this is amazing. Your little feet, little tail, that's cool. And she got I think this is a squirrel ranger. Right, big bushy tail. Nice ranged guy. Leaf motif on his quiver. Yeah, look at those. Yeah. Yeah, so even the models are really cool. I mean, as I said, that was £2.80 and that was £3, something like that. So, you know, they're really nice and reasonably priced. So that's going to be our starting models. Yeah, well, that's our first little look at the game. Burrows and Badgers. Probably do a bit more on the channel with it at some point. Not too sure what. But it's nice that my wife's got into it. Means I can play with an opponent on a game again, which would be great. So looking forward to doing that. Yeah, let me know if you've played Burrows and Badgers and what your experience of it is in the comments. If you've got any Burrows and Badgers models, perhaps have a share of the images perhaps on the Facebook group, which would be good. Have a look at those for a bit of inspiration. Yeah, until the next video, guys, I hope you take care. I'll see you then. Bye bye.